friends, welcome back to my channel, Learn Smart Coding. This is Karthik, thanks for joining with me today. In this video, we're going to see how to build and can activate guard and protect a particular route. And not only that, when we implement that, we need to call an external API and wait for the result. Once the result comes, we need to determine the user has access or not before the user has been allowed to navigate to the requested page. So come, let's get started. So this is the demo app. It's built in Angular 13. So it's a brand new app, which I'll cover in a different topic. So here, if you see under the manage product, if I try to create a product, I'll be able to go here and fill up the information and save the product. Okay, but I don't want anyone to go under this. So for that, what I'm going to do is I have created an API called users. So this user API is deployed in Azure, and this will send us 5 user details, in which 2 user called special user and admin user will have access called true, has access as true. All the other users like users, read only and limited users will have access false. So this is just to mimic the scenarios. So we have a real-time API which will send us 5 details, in which we are going to pretend one of the user we are, and we will see how this works. Okay, so this is the app and I'm opening the code, and here is the one. So we have 2 components, create component and edit component. We need to place the auth guard inside these 2 components. So we're going to create a new auth guard, and I'll show you the problem as well as the solution. So first thing first, let's create an auth guard called product can activate guard. And here you go. So I have a snippet to use. So if I use a dash guard, it will give me the options. I've selected the can activate guard. Let's name it as product create guard. Okay, so in this, what we have to do is we need to inject couple of servers. We have a user servers which will go out and call the user API. So we are going to put that in the constructor. We have applied it, and I'm going to also have another service called toaster service. So the toaster service is just to give a nice message when something is not correct, or I would say when user does not have access, we need to show some message there. So that's why the service. Then another one is the router. So if user doesn't have access, we need to put them back to the different page. Okay, so we have these 3 services in the constructor. Now let's create a method, and if you see here, can activate method will return a boolean. It could be true or false. That's it. That's the only thing which is required for a can activate method. Now let's create a new method here inside the same guard called check user access. So here is the method we will call out the external API. So what we are going to do, we are going to do this dot user service dot get users. So get users is a method which I've already written. And what generally you do, you will subscribe to that method, right? You will subscribe to the method and wait for the data within the data. And this is what, so this is a subscription based, right? So a call is triggered once the API is giving a response. The call will hit in the subscribe method, but the problem with the guard is it has to get the data immediately. So if you see, the method has array of site users. The site users is exactly the same model as what API is returning. So we have ID, user ID, and the has access. So now what we are going to do, we are going to invoke that method, and we are going to do a subscribe. Then what we do, we look for the data. So if data dot, we're going to filter that user. Okay, so data dot find, and we will go through user ID, and we will mimic a user ID. Okay, so we are going to pretend that we are admin. So we will check is equal to admin. So admin is like current user, whoever has logged in. Okay, and then if the has access is true, then they are good to navigate. So we will return true because they're good to go. If not, we will return a false. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to call this check user access from the can activate. So before that, let's put a toaster message saying, okay, if you don't have access, we will put a warning saying you do not have access, and then we will also have a title called access denied. Okay, so user will know that he or she who logs in, they don't have access. And what else we have to do, we have to put them back to a different page. We should not allow them to go and activate that route. So we will put to a different page by using router.navigate by URL, and we put them into home page or products page, okay, where everyone has access. Okay, so let's do that quickly, and we will end the statement. Now here is the problem. If you try to call this check user access, let's see what happens. I'm calling it, but you see there's an error there. If I hover it, it clearly says, hey, this guard requires a boolean. However, this method is returning a subscription. We're going to format the code. So if you hover on here, see, this method is returning a subscription. As I said, any API, if you do a subscribe, it will call and it will wait for the data. So how do we resolve this problem? How do we wait for an XML API call and then evaluate the situation of the data that's returned? So here's the thing. So we're gonna change this little bit to satisfy this. We will put a operator called pipe operator. So we're gonna massage the data. So we'll go through the pipe, and then there is another operator called map. By using map, that's also an RSJX operator. So inside the map, you can evaluate the data. So we can cut and paste the logic that we have already written inside the map. And then what we do, we clean up this code, and that's it. We return it. We put a semicolon, we end the statement, and we format the code. Now see, the error is gone. Now if you hover here, it returns observable of boolean. Okay, so it needs observable of boolean or an immediate boolean. Okay, see, the error is gone. So this is how you resolve. You put a external call into the auth guard methods. If you have not done, or if you encounter the situation, this is how you solve the problem. Now let's finish up this task. Let's put this product create guard under the canActivate route under the create product component. Okay, so all done. This is good. We can also put this inside the edit product also. Now we are returning as an admin. I'm going to go to this page, and in order for me to show you a demo, I'm going to open up the developer tool. Let's clean up all the stuff, go to network, and let's re-trigger this. So I'm clicking on create user, auth got triggered, it fired a user API. User API has all these data because we pretended as admin, and admin has access to it, allowed us to go inside this. Let's pretend as a different user who doesn't have access. Let's put read only. Let's go back to our code. Let's quickly change wherever we pretended as admin. So here, right? So in real time, this name will be fetched from a different place. It could be anywhere else in your application, but now we pretended as a read only. Okay, so we got this message. Let's go back and do from first, right? So let's go to home. Let's clear everything. Let's go to manage product, click on create product. See, it fired that user. It figured out read only doesn't have access, and it showed you a nice orange color warning. You do not have access to this product page, that you cannot create a product. And it also kicked out the user to go to that route, and instead of that, we put them into the product routes because we have navigated using products. So this is how you do. You use the pipe and the map operator, put your logic inside this, and you can invoke any external API inside your auth guards. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was useful for you. Let me know in the comment section if you like it. If you have any questions, you can also comment in the comment section, and I will be happy to respond to you. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe my channel, like it, share it, comment it, and never forget to click on the bell icon.